Welcome to Next Play. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Next Play. Super fired up to have Blue Jay stud Ernie Clement, MLB All-Star. Ernie, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, guys.
So excited to have you on the show. And I think we have to start with this. I harassed his mother, Julie, who might be the kindest soul I've come across for sure in 2026, to get you on. And so she's the best, by the way. Obviously, it's your mom, but the best, right? Always the mom. So anyway, shout out to Julie. Thanks for bugging your son to come on and talk about mindset. Want everyone who doesn't know you, which everyone should, if they follow baseball, they know you a little bit about your accolades. I'm not as good as Jason Kelsey and like really hyping this up, but I'll do my best. Okay. So you led the Blue Jays in 2025 World Series, their first appearance in 32 years. You were Toronto's best hitter in that World Series run, hitting .411 in the 2025 postseason. Holy, wow. Set the all-time MLB record for hits in a single postseason, drove in 9 RBIs and scored 12 runs across that postseason, helping Toronto set a franchise postseason scoring record, 104 runs. 2026, American League All-Star starter at second base. You had quite a game, by the way. He led the American League players in fan voting. That's got to feel good. I had a show high. And Aaron Judge. Gold Glove finalist, both third base and utility infield, set a Blue Jays franchise record for highest batting average through a player's first 31 games with the team at .389. And let Owen talk about you overcoming being designated for assignment twice. So quite a long list. I know there's more, but we're not going to go all the way down to high school. Impressive. And again, excited to have you on to talk about the mental side of baseball here. So
yeah, I guess I'll just jump right in. Obviously, we talk about the mentality and the mindset of athletes. And I think it'd be a good starting point to talk about kind of like your career wasn't always great. It was a up and down road, and just kind of how you started with the A's and now, all the way up to the Blue Jays and kind of on the mental side and how you dealt with all of that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a crazy journey, a crazy road. Yeah, I've had to dig myself out of the trenches there, and there's so much failure in the game of baseball. I've become a professional at dealing with failure, and I think the coolest part of it is I'm just not afraid to fail at this point. I've already done it. I've done it so much. I've made errors, and the biggest games I've struck out with the bases loaded so many times. I've not come through for my team so many times that at this point I'm not afraid of it, and I can just put myself out there, and my goal is to control everything that I can control, and just let everything else take care of itself. And it's helped me just play freely and be myself and just enjoy being out there, because I get to play a game for a living, and it's my favorite thing in the world. So I'm definitely a lucky guy, but it was not always sunshine and rainbows out there. I got DFA'd twice, once by Cleveland, once by Oakland. I've been sent down just more times than I can remember. And it's always a time to look in the mirror and reflect and see what you can do better.
when you get that call, is it like shit? Like, is that your initial?
Yeah, it's definitely not a good feeling. There's been times where, I could kind of see it coming. There's been times where I'm like, what the heck, what else do I have to do to stay up here? But you always have to look in the mirror. You can't blame anybody else. If they're sending you down, there's more you can do. There's always more you can do. So I take a look in the mirror and reflect and see what I can do better. And next time I get up there, I just try to keep controlling what I can control and doing my thing.
Do you know the first time obviously that's when you're already at a high level, but when you sort of became friends with fear and failure, do you remember, like, was there a moment or was it practice?
Yeah, it's practice. It's doing it over and over again.
Sure.
I remember not coming through and not getting, like, wanting it so bad and wanting to help the team and wanting to come through for the boys and get the job done. And I just kept failing at it. And I'm like, what is going on? I want it so bad. And I I stopped wanting it bad. I started preparing. I started to slow the moment down by already going through the moment in my head before the game even started, just preparing for that moment, and it just flushes out any doubt. It's I've come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to get the big hit every single time. But I am going to be prepared for the moment, and I am going to be ready, and I'm not going to be afraid. And if I fail, I fail. But I am absolutely prepared for those big moments, and I think that's why I had such a good postseason, and why I had so much success at the end of last year, because I just got to go out and play, and I was ready.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We love to ask athletes too, because a big part of the mindset and the mentality is the self-talk. Can you remember a time in your career where you were just super hard on yourself and the self-talk wasn't great? And then kind of what it looks like now as far as maybe going through a slump and how you approach that now going forward.
Yeah, I'm as hard on myself as anybody. Today you have all the social media, you have the fans in the stands yelling at you if you don't get it, do your job, and I've gotten really good at tuning that out, like just eliminating the outside noise, and anytime I'm talking to myself and trying to sort through a situation in a game, it just goes back to preparation. It's like, hey, you're prepared for this. Play hard, just control what you can control, and within the game, and
Yeah.
if whatever happens. I've gotten to the point where it's kind of out of my hands, because I'm so ready and so prepared, and I show up every single day. I'm as consistent as I can possibly be. And I take a lot of pride in my consistency, and I show up, I have my routines, and I'm ready to play every day. So there's a lot of things that are in baseball that are out of our hands, and I'm so in tune with what I can control.
Yeah, that feedback loop really matters, I would say. Like with every athlete we work with, that's what Owen and I do. That seems to be the number one thing. Like, what's their inner dialogue, and how do they kind of stay in that, what they can control. I feel like a big portion of that is support and who you surround yourself with. Has that been your story as well? Like, the people in your life that help you?
Yeah, I'm lucky. I have the mother I have.
Mhm.
Julie is one of a kind. She was a school psychologist for a long time, and the mental side, the sports psychology aspect, is something that her and I never really had to like. I never really had to learn. I'm lucky. It's kind of come naturally to me, and I think it's a lot of her being my mom.
Yeah.
She's just she's so positive all the time. Um, and so I think staying positive is just like it's a skill that I've learned just from her, from being around her.
For sure.
So I'm really lucky that like when I show up, it's like I can tune anything out that's going on around me, and I can find a way to bring something positive to the table, even if it's not just for myself, like for my teammates, coaches. It's so important to just try to be positive, and
Yeah.
there's so many outside things going on. Life is so hard. There can be some negative things going on, but she's just taught me to find the good in every situation. So I'm lucky to have the mom I have, and all the people that I surround myself are very similar. I love just good, happy, positive people who bring light to the world.
You look like you're having fun when you play, by the way.
I
Like,
do. I have a blast. Baseball is my favorite thing ever, so I'm lucky I get to do what I do.
yeah, that's true. Got more for him? Oh, otherwise I can keep
Yeah,
going.
no,
Yeah.
I was gonna say we just started implementing
Oh, yeah.
it's a quick rapid fire questions to like, I don't know, make the podcast a little more engaging. So basically I'll just ask you like a one or the other, like hot or iced coffee, and then you answer.
I
They're
like
all
it.
pretty easy. So we'll do this really quickly and then we can jump back into the mindset stuff.
It's our
Do it.
no huddle, section for
These are
one
the
minute.
hard hitters.
These are the hard
Yeah.
hitters. Be ready. Be ready.
All right, coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Hype music or calm music before a game?
Calm.
All right, walk-off single to win the game or a diving stop to win the game.
Walk off single.
All right, practice or game day,
Game day.
second base or third base.
Oh, that's so hard. I'm gonna say third.
Are you a routine guy or kind of a wing it guy?
I'm a little of both. That's a tough one. I like to. I'm like right in the middle there.
All right, city or beach.
Beach.
All right, call or text.
Uh, Paul.
We're gonna ask your girlfriend.
Face. Sweet or salty.
Sweet.
Bar or club.
Bar.
What motivates you more, doubt or support?
Support.
All right, that's all we got.
One
Nice.
Pretty
minute.
good.
Those are pretty good. I like it.
The
Yeah.
routine versus wing it
Yeah.
is so tough because like I love to just show up and go and I could just play. But I have gotten like my routines are such a big part of my day that it's like right in the middle. It's so hard to choose that.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah,
so
especially like if I'm playing golf, I show up and wing it every time. But if I'm playing like my baseball game, like my preparation is so big in terms of like my day. But you have to be able to show and go. So it's
that's true. That's true. So you're a golfer too. Are you one of those like? Did you play every sport growing up?
yeah, I played everything. My parents like because all I talked about was baseball. I wanted to do is baseball.
Okay.
She made me she made me do both or
Yeah.
everything. She made me do everything.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I feel like it's more well-rounded, but you have to hone in so early that I feel like being able to, have that for like not only the physical part of growth for athletes, but the mental part of playing multiple sports. Like I think it really makes a difference with the athletes that I work with. I see like a huge difference in that when they've been exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best thing my parents ever did was make me play hockey because I was so bad. I was the worst player. I didn't even know how to skate. And I had a birthday party at my cousin's and they're like, all right. And I came home crying and I hated it. I was like, this sucks. I can't believe you didn't teach me how to play hockey. And they're like, oh, so you don't like it because you're bad at it. And I was like, yeah, I hate it. And they're like, oh, okay, we're signing you up for hockey this winter. Like you're gonna play. We're gonna make you play. And I hated it. I was the worst one there by far. And my dad was like, all right, after 4 practices, you can quit if you still don't like it. And after like 2, I was like, this is like my favorite thing ever. I love it. And I improved. I got better. And I played hockey till I was, I'm still playing in the off season. So it was the best thing they did.
Hockey I mean, you're in Canada. You have to know how to play hockey.
Especially like my teammates we need to take everybody skating, make sure everybody can pass the test here.
What do you think the like percentage of your teammates that could like
Not
skate
very many.
more than 5 feet?
Yeah, I don't think very many. I don't think they have ice in like the Dominican Republic. So like we gotta
Yeah.
get Vladdy out there on the ice.
I always ask this, do you have any like superstitions game day, you need to eat this or that, or any pregame rituals that you have?
I've tried. That's like been a big thing for me. I was the most superstitious guy ever, and I'm like, at the level that we play, like the superstitions don't work. Like they really
No,
don't.
that's not gonna work.
I still like if I have a couple hits with a bat, I keep using it. If I don't get a hit with a bat,
Okay.
I dump it and use a different one. But like I've made it a point to like move away from the superstitions and like if something
Sure.
doesn't work, I try to go back to it and be like, all right, I'm already prepared. This doesn't matter. I'm gonna get it done even with like an unlucky bat or something. Like it's because for the longest time I was like, oh, it's not my fault that I got out. It was the bat, or I didn't have the right underwear on, or something like crazy like that. Like I was so.
What was your most ridiculous superstition?
Yeah, like the underwear. Like if I had a good game, I had to wear the same pair of like sliding shorts the next game. It's like it's so ridiculous. It has nothing to do with like the actual game. But I was always so superstitious, and I've tried to move away from it because it's ridiculous. And
Well, it's
but
not in your control, like you said. I mean, it's giving control away. I just was asking about this. I was on a podcast as a guest, and someone asked me the difference between rituals and superstition. And I was like, well, when you believe that the outcome matters if you do this particular thing, that's obviously not a good thing, versus a ritual
Right.
gets you in the mode. But you said calm music. What are you listening to? What's your calm music?
I have a cool little pregame playlist. Like it's part of my routine where I show up, I walk into the weight room, I'm getting my lift in, and they first they put, trying to think of the songs that are on there. Teenage Dirtbag is the first one that comes on. It's just like a funny
I know that song.
It's great. And then I have Zombie on there by the Cranberries. I have Dream On. So I guess those aren't they're just normal. Like, it's not like listening to rap music and psyched, but it just gets me.
Song? Like when you're at home?
I do. It's I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss. And then I have I think the rest of the year I'm gonna go with Shout by the Isley Brothers, the Bills touchdown song. I'm a big Bills fan.
There we go.
Yeah, that's my main one.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, so going back to last year, playing the biggest games of your career, do you do any visualization, breath work, things like that? Or is that something that, because I'm always shocked. We've had some big time athletes on here and some of them are like, nope, I don't do any breath work, visualization. They're just they go out there and do their thing. And then we have others that are super in tune with that stuff. So I'm always curious, what's your approach on that?
Yeah, mine's really simple. Every day before the game, probably an hour before the game, I hop in the sauna and I just kind of just turn the brain off for a couple minutes. I sit there, deep breaths, through my nose, out through my mouth, and just kind of chill, turn everything off and just sit there for probably 3 or 4 minutes. And then after I'm done with just the breathing part, I go through what I'm thankful for. I take 5 minutes and just kind of talk to myself about, all right, so lucky I get to do what I do. I have the best family. I have the best group of friends, the best girlfriend. I'm just so lucky to have what I have. Go through what I'm thankful for. And then I take about 5 minutes to kind of just go through my plan for the game. Kind of talk to myself about the pitching, what I need to do against him. Just prepare a little bit that way. And that way it just kind of slows everything down for me because it's all go for me. Throughout the whole day, it's so crazy. We have such a busy day and the games get so exciting and your mind's going, a million miles an hour. But I need that time, an hour before, just to slow everything down, go through those 3 things. And that right there has, it just kind of grounds me. It kind of resets, where I'm at, and it can get me just in that, mindfulness state where I can just, play free and kind of just be where my feet are and enjoy the game. And I've already, gone through my plan for the day. Obviously, things might not go to plan out there, but at least I could slow down and get back to center there an hour before the game.
I love that. And just how you chunked it too, saying a few minutes. I think one of the things that we're constantly coaching is it doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing, right? It's breath work for 2 minutes and intentional zoning things out. When you talked earlier about not listening to the crowd and stuff like that, that's a skill. That's what you hear and actually blocking it. And it takes 1 minute here, 1 minute there to kind of develop it. So we use a lot of these podcasts as education for when we go in and do bigger talks. So we're going to chunk that part for sure because it's so good. I mean, it's so important for athletes to know,
Yeah. And I started doing that kind of towards the end of last year because I felt myself just constantly just going and going, and I had so much going on. And I just needed a sec to just be with myself and ground myself and get ready to go. So that absolutely, I would say that's 70% of the reason why I was so locked in last postseason was just because I was able to stay in the moment and take it, one pitch at a time. And I just felt so free and loose and prepared.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have another question. This is another one that we ask all of our athletes, and it's cool to hear the variety of answers. Do you have like a sports mantra, or does your team have a mantra that you guys, have and dedicate that before the season, or what does that look like for you?
Oh, not really. I mean, I like personally, and a couple of other guys on the team are like our favorite one is good. And it comes from I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's
I've
one
seen
of the
that clip.
military.
Yeah.
You've seen the clip, like the video, the
Yeah,
YouTube
it's
video where he's
sweet.
like, "Oh, things didn't go your way, like you didn't get this. Good. It's another opportunity to grow and get better." And he just keeps saying good to all these negative things. And we love that video. Like it's so great because there's so much failure. There's so many things that don't go your way throughout a baseball game and throughout a season. So our thing is just like, hey, good, let it happen. We'll bounce back and punch right back when things don't go our way. But I love that. I think it's great.
We haven't heard that one. I like
You'll
that.
have to, I'll
Yeah.
send you guys the YouTube video, or and you can show Kate the YouTube video. It's cool.
Yeah, it is a cool. Gets you fired up.
We had you talk about we have a couple more quick questions. You talk about slowing the game down. It seems really important in baseball as you like go from high school to minors on up. Did you have I'm stealing Owen's question, but a welcome to the MLB moment that it was like, holy shit, that ball's coming in,
Yeah, my first at bat was like I think I struck out on 3 pitches. And like, so
Did you
I
swing?
show up and I'm there for like, this is like my first game that I ever got in. I didn't start the game. We were losing 6-2, I think, in the 9th inning against the Mariners. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, you're going to hit right here. And I'm like, oh, like I didn't get a second to like get ready to go. They're like, yeah, you're going to go hit. And I'm like, all right, well, what's this guy throw? And they're like, oh, he just throws like a sinker and a slider. Like, just go get it. And I'm like, oh, all right, like great. And he throws. I swing at the first 2 pitches, and I foul the first 2 pitches like right off my foot, and I'm like, oh my god, this is. And then he throws a backdoor sinker, and I come back to the dugout, and I'm like, dude, that was kind of nasty. Like, what do you got on that guy? They're like, oh yeah, that's like their setup guy. Like he's throwing like 97. And I was like, oh, that would have been, nice to know.
Nice to know.
But like I didn't know, and I was just like, oh, like I was like, look kind of nasty. Who was that guy? And like I went up there, and that's how you don't wing it right there.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. Like I walked back, I had a smile on my face. I was like, wow, I just got to play in a major league game. That was the coolest thing ever. And then they gave me a start, I think, the next game, and I was a little bit more prepared, so I got to hit the next game. But it was like, oh my god, give me something here on this guy. I didn't know anything. I was going in blind.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
No, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Last question that I have: how would you define mental toughness? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but if someone was like, Ernie, what's your definition of mental toughness?
That is a great question. I got to think about this.
Yeah,
I would say mental toughness is how you handle failure. I think it's how, when things don't go your way, can you trust your preparation? Well, are you prepared? Can you trust your preparation? Can you trust your process? And when things don't go your way, can you fight back? Can you bounce back? When you fail, can you pick yourself up? Are you tough enough to not give up and keep going? And I've had a lot of times where I've had to, really dust myself off and bring myself back and do my thing and trust all the work I've put in and trust my love for what I do. And that's mentally tough is when things aren't going your way. How do you handle it?
Yeah. I mean, he's crushing. You're natural. You are.
Yeah.
I have a good mom. My mom, she's taught me a lot.
I mean, but yeah, you took it in, you drank it in. And like Owen said, it catches every athlete at every level at some point, failure and the ability to kind of bounce back. I think obviously you've proven that. And it looks like you're having fun, which is, sometimes I'm watching it and I'm like, what are they talking about? You and your one teammate, you guys are constantly clipped as being like goofballs. I forgot his name. Who's your team?
What does he look like? Does he have the mustache? Is it the
Yes.
mustache?
Yes.
Yeah, David Schneider.
What are you guys doing? I mean,
Probably not talking about baseball, honestly. We're probably just joking around. I mean, we have so much fun. I get to do it with 20 of my best friends out there, and it's important that when things aren't going our way, which they haven't this year at all, you got to be able to take a step back and reset, and we have fun, and I love our team. I think we have a chance to be really, really good. It's coming down to the wire. It's coming to the crunch time here. We got to get going, but definitely believe in these guys, and we have so much fun.
That's awesome. Oh, and you never asked him about gear. That's the one last question usually about what he likes. The jerseys. I don't care about the gear the way that you guys do.
Yeah, I'm a big gear guy. I'm like, that was like my go-to when I was playing sports, like what team has the best drip out. But yeah, are you like the pregame fits? Who does your girlfriend handle that? Is that you?
Yeah, it's not me. I
Yeah.
I have no sense of style. I don't have any swag out there. I think I wear eye black, but that's all I got. I don't have I don't have cool. I'm not like the cool cleat guy. I'm not like the cool pregame fit guy. I just kind of show up in a sweatshirt and take care of business. But
call it a day. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have other guys for that. We got a bunch of guys with the drip and all that.
That's the thing in baseball. Yeah.
Yeah.
At every.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Yeah. I just started work 2 weeks ago. I just graduated college, so my boss thinks I'm at a doctor's appointment.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so gotta put the
yourself.
dress shirt back on and head out.
I love that. I'll write you a doctor's number if you want.
No, they literally.
So funny. Oh my God, you have to. That's awesome.
That's my fault for doing a noon video call.
No,
No.
honestly, you're the only guest that he would do that for. He was like, I will do it for Ernie.
Hey, I'm honored.
Which is awesome.
So
and I'll send you. Owen actually has sweet gear, so we'll have Kylie send you. He's got a sweatshirt like what you're wearing with Pure. So I know you probably get a lot of free shit, but we'll send it out your way.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much. You've been an absolute delight. I knew you would because your mom and I are now best friends. And, so again, appreciate having you on. And that's it for today at this episode of Next Play. Join us next time for a new athlete with tips around the mental side of the game. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at Pure Sports Mindset, or join us at www.puresportsmindset.com if you're looking for a mindset coach.